The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of the State of Israel. I request protocol to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the Assembly.
While us here in America can be fed the same old BS lies that the rest of the world already knows to be lies, the beheading of babies and all the October 7th BS, right? Trump can cop to that at any second, and somehow that can get played on our news networks and fed to us as legitimate information. It's crazy.
But you do understand about October 7th.
Order in the hall. Please, order in the hall.
So Trump just made a huge speech in front of the...
Please, order in the hall. Please order in the hall and please be seated. Please order in the hall.
Mr. President, the families of our dear hostages,
Anyway.
You were as outraged as I was, and as I would imagine everyone watching us now was at the speech given by Prime Minister Netanyahu to a nearly empty, man, I counted no more than a dozen people on the floor, nearly empty General Assembly chamber today.
And I think he put Israel into a direct confrontation with almost all the world. That's why the seats in the General Assembly were empty. He told it like he sees
Captures it well.
The most important.
It's trying to forcibly evacuate the 800,000 Palestinians who were seeking refuge there. But the question is, why? Why? Because this is the last piece of Gaza that needs to be rendered unlivable before advancing the ethnic cleansing of that piece of land. And then probably they will move to the West Bank.
We can't forget October 7th, can we? Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now.
Back then to Robert at ITV.
Robert Person, ITV. Mr. President, you uniquely, you alone in the whole world, have the power to persuade Prime Minister Netanyahu to stop the demolition of Gaza City, to stop the starvation of Palestine, and to stop the killing of civilians. If not now, when will you exercise that power to tell him to stop?
Sure.
And then for both of you all...
But you do understand about October 7th.
Of course,
you do understand.
So believe me, I understand.
One of the worst days in the history of humanity. What happened, I have seen the tapes. You've seen the tapes and I've seen the tapes. You're a professional and so am I. And people forget about October 7th. I can't forget about it.
Even though his absurd and disgusting claims about the events of October 7th have been totally debunked by Max Blumenthal, by Haaretz, by nearly everyone that's looked at them. He repeated that disgusting nonsense today. Chris?
They beheaded men. They raped women. They burnt babies alive. They burnt babies alive in front of their parents.
But you do understand about October 7th.
While us here in America can be fed the same old BS lies that the rest of the world already knows to be lies, the beheading of babies and all the October 7th BS, right? Trump can cop to that at any second, and somehow that can get played on our news networks and fed to us as legitimate information. It's crazy.
Almost everything that he said in the speech was a lie.
But you do understand about October 7th.
What monsters. And these monsters took more than 250 people hostage. And those included Holocaust survivors, grandmothers and their grandchildren. Who takes hostage grandmothers and grandchildren? Hamas does. So far, we've brought home 207 of these hostages, but 48 still remain in the dungeons of Gaza.
And that has been totally debunked. It's an outright lie. The Israeli public knows that it's a lie.
Babies that are 4 months old, just chopped up to pieces, and I want them back.
He's a little doggy. He follows whatever Netanyahu ordered him to do.
Almost everything that he said in the speech was a lie.
But you do understand about October 7th.
Every number that he cited, the claim that the deaths of non-combatants relative to combatants is less than 2 to 1, when it is probably about 5 to 1 at a minimum. Most of the people dead in Gaza are women and children. Children alone are 40% or more of the deaths. This man is a mass murderer.
Did you speak with Netanyahu about this?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow it. Whether I spoke to him or not, I did. But I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank. There's been enough. It's time to stop now, okay?
Israel is currently annexing the West Bank, but the president of the United States would like you to believe that he's not going to let it happen. It's been happening. It will continue to happen. And the American president, who right now happens to be a Republican, but it would be the same if it were a Democrat, is going to be a good boy and let Israel do as it pleases with the resources being provided by the American people. That's the reality of the situation. Now, Trump also stated that he is pushing a US peace plan to end the genocide in Gaza.
As everyone knows, I have also been deeply engaged in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza. Have to get that done. Have to get it done. Unfortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace.
It would include an immediate ceasefire, which Israel has shown over and over again it has no intention of doing.
Have to get that done. Have to get it done.
A gradual Israeli withdrawal from Gaza. Let's all pause for laughter. Israel's not going to do that.
Get that done. Have to get it done.
The release of all hostages, which Hamas has offered to do over and over again in return for a permanent ceasefire. Israel has not signed on to that.
Have to get it done.
And an interim government for Gaza without Hamas. Now that sounds amazing. That's not going to happen. So he can go ahead and promise everything that he wants to promise. He's going to claim whatever he wants to claim. But nothing will change unless the United States government stop borrowing money to then send over to Israel so they can buy American bombs to slaughter people and steal more land.
But you do understand about October 7th.
He's not going to stop facilitating that. So as long as he continues that whole process, Israel will do as it pleases.
Bibi's running around, this is a fact, I'm not guessing about this, because I talked to people he said it to, is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people point blank, just stating it, I control the United States, I control Donald Trump. He's saying that. And again, I'm not guessing at all. That's a fact. And I dare them to say that's not true, because it is true and they know it's true.
I agree wholeheartedly with what Tucker Carlson said there, and it is humiliating. Go ahead, Cenk.
Anna, I also have a source, and they said, in essence, the same thing. And they said that Netanyahu is basically bragging / threatening other countries by saying that he has America, quote, in his back pocket. And so that's somebody telling me that that's what Netanyahu is saying to other world leaders. Basically, you better not disagree with me, because I can do anything I want to you. I have never seen and America will back me up because they're in my back pocket.
Isn't it humiliating to see a welfare state that relies on American money to brag about how we're in his back pocket? Isn't that humiliating? And that we don't have political leaders who look out for us and protect us from that, humiliation on the international stage day in and day out?
And so they're basically saying, haha. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we just took every chance of a Palestinian state off the board. We absolutely obliterated Gaza, and now we split the West Bank in half. So
the Israeli government and its officials are calling on Netanyahu to formally annex the West Bank.
Did you speak with Netanyahu about this?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow it. Whether I spoke to him or not, I did. But I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank.
They will move to the West Bank.
I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank.
The war against Hamas, as he terms it, is not really a war against Hamas. It is a war against the possibility of a state of Palestine. It is a war to expunge the political rights of Palestinians once and for all. And today's speech put that very, very clearly. He didn't say, once we get rid of the terrorists, well, then we will sit down and negotiate a state of Palestine alongside the state of Israel. He said it will never happen.
The US, when the other nations take action in the United Nations and say we recognize Palestine, has talking points written by Israel, basically. I don't know that they're literally written by Israel, but they're identical to Israel's propaganda. And they go around bullying and threatening every country and saying, you better not recognize Palestinians. No way. Our bloodthirsty partners in Israel, we've given them $300 billion. Now we've given them a genocide. And it's not enough. You all have to bow down. So I guess Netanyahu was right. He does have us in his back pocket.
So he took a very clear stand. Israel has no possible direction for peace other than killing and war all the time. And throughout the speech, he endeavored to draw the United States again and again and again into his endless wars.
Anyway, President Netanyahu, we should start calling him at this point. Now, Israel is going to do what it wants to do anyway. As long as we continue supplying their weapons, they will do whatever they want. Israel's communications minister, for instance, wrote the following: sovereignty is not just the most proper Zionist response, but also this is simply our land, the land of our forefathers. We may declare today full sovereignty. We must declare today full sovereignty now, and don't settle for less. That's Shlomo Karhi, the Israeli.
He actually pointed out that Israel is engaged in 7 wars right now, and he wants the United States to be engaged in all of them. And this, I think, is very important for people to understand. Israel has thrown down the gauntlet. It's not a surprise. It should not be a surprise to anybody, but it will be a surprise to some. Because
And I really believe that. A bunch of people out there believe that. Most of them are boomers. You know, the boomer right in America is like so lost and so unwilling to see the truth. They don't want to see the truth. I mean, it's sad. I think there's that's a whole other issue, and there's a complex thing surrounding that. I think by and large they've been lied to and fooled en masse, and they just don't have many among them that have a spine and try to like stand up and say we were wrong. They're really they're a sad bunch.
And the only way that Israel can have this answer that Netanyahu wants is endless war and endless mass murder. And he wants the United States to sign up for that.
It's crazy. I would have never, ever thought I would see our population in mass acting like this. I don't think that their parents would have. I think if my father's parents were alive, they wouldn't be accepting these lies, you know? So I think the boomer generation, by and large, was preyed upon. And they're so mind-fucked and defeated at this moment. Many of them having willingly taken the experiment, they can't even admit to themselves that that went down the way it did. So how are they going to speak up for another person's life when they can't even speak up for their own? You know, that's the defeated state of America, in truth. Right along with that, all the censorship that happened during COVID is coming through even stronger right now with the Israeli thing. It's crazy, and no one cares. No one's.
Anyway,
Hey, Bibi, why didn't you mention the stand down order? Who gave that?